Good evening from IIT Mandi. Today was my second day on campus, but more importantly, it was the first day of our MBA orientation. And the day started with absolute chaos. It was raining like crazy. I mean, proper Himachal rain. I genuinely had no idea how I was going to survive wearing formals in this weather. Anyways, I headed to the mess for breakfast. They had idli, and while coming back, I got completely drenched. I literally had an umbrella, and somehow I was still all soaked. Then came the next challenge. There was no electricity on the first floor of our hostel. My room is on the first floor, so there were no lights in the washroom. The floor hadn't been cleaned, and honestly, it wasn't smelling great either. Not exactly the ideal way to get ready for your first orientation. The dress code was white formal shirt with formal pants. Now here's the thing, I don't even own a white formal shirt. I have literally never worn one, not even during my undergrad. So I improvised with a white bodysuit paired with formal pants, and thankfully nobody questioned it. By around 9:45 a.m. the orientation officially began. We were welcomed by the School of Management faculty and our program chairperson. After the introductions, the founding director of the MBA program gave us a really interesting session about the history of IIT Mandi and how was the campus built, why this MBA program was introduced, and what makes it different from other conventional MBA degrees. It was, I think, one of my favorite sessions of the day because it actually gave context to where we are studying. After that, several faculty members addressed us along with the chief guest whose speech was surprisingly engaging. His examples and references were very different from the usual motivational talks that you hear. Our chairperson then introduced every faculty member and the subjects that they'll be teaching. First impressions, he genuinely seemed like a very warm and approachable person. So this is the same guy who took my interview. Hopefully that impression stays the same though. We were also introduced to our faculty, Mr. Yash Galeria, who will basically be our primary point of contact for academic matters throughout this whole program. Before the break, we had a batch photograph with all the faculty and then individual photograph for the placement brochure on day one itself. I wasn't expecting placement brochure photos before I had even attended a single class, but okay, one less thing to worry about later, I guess. Then came the snacks break. We got samosas, laddus, coffee, tea, and cookies. There was also a lunch break afterwards, but honestly, I wasn't very hungry, so I skipped lunch and went back for my room for maybe about an hour. At 2 p.m., we were back for the second half of the orientation. We interacted more with our faculty advisor, met our business communication professor, and got a better idea of how academics are going to work. Things got a little more fun. The batch was divided into teams. The faculty simply split us into odd and even roll numbers, and within a few minutes, we had to choose team leaders, co-leaders, organize ourselves, and prepare for a School of Management Premier League, which was going to happen like tomorrow. Considering none of us knew each other's names also, I think we managed pretty well. A lot of people are treating these games like competition, but honestly, I think the administration is just trying to help everybody break the ice and get comfortable with each other before the classes actually begin. Last session of the day was orientation of the medical center, and this kind of surprised me. I think everything is surprising me. Compared to my previous college, the medical facilities here seem much more better. They have dedicated reception staff, separate departments for ENT, gynecology, general medicine, a proper pharmacy, and even an ICU setup. Yesterday, I had visited the medical center for my fitness certificate, so getting a proper tour today was actually reassuring. Hopefully, I never have to use these facilities, but it's good to know that they're available and that in case something happens to me, which always happens, I will not die. Somebody will help. By around 4:30, the orientation wrapped up, and that was pretty much the end of day 2. Overall, I definitely felt much better than yesterday. I'm slowly getting used to the campus, meeting new people and understanding how things work here. Classes begin very soon, but I don't know when. So let us see what IIT Mandi has in store next. See you in the next vlog. Bye bye.